Cover Jefferson for your ARP people because they drew first blood. I'll be responding to them here. Share the video if you want to, because we are about to put to rest any argument about what we do. I'll be dealing with the code of conduct as it relates to a lot of things that have happened in recent time. I'll be focusing on political participation, dealing with Section 5.1. Welcome to this afternoon's podcast. My name is Eugene L Fahngon, an independent Liberian politician based in the United States. I'm here this afternoon to deal with the issues and to let you know from whence we come, irrespective of what our government have informed foreign governments around the world that we are doing. To share this podcast on your wall, all you got to do is go to the bottom right hand corner of your screen and hit the share button, because never before have you seen me or heard me address an issue so daring as the one I am about to address. Welcome once again to this podcast. My name is Eugene L Fahngon, an independent Liberian politician based in the United States of America. I'd like to address a couple of issues today. But first and foremost, government operatives, government officials, and those of you in government that have perpetrated this evil act against our people, I want you to listen and listen carefully. I am aware that you've asked the U.S. government to investigate me. I am fully aware of the ongoing investigation into acts of me preaching rhetoric of hatred, but the truth of the matter is, it's been going on long before you even asked the fifth time. And every time they came to look, they found that I am just who I am. And I will not hesitate to speak truth to power. They educated me, and they did not teach me to memorize stuff or to copyright stuff and just present it to my teachers. What they taught me was to be able to distinguish between right and wrong. And it is that knowledge that I bring to bear on you. I have no foreign troops in any land. I'm not arming people to subvert my country and put my country into bloodshed. As a matter of fact, I refuse to go with you on the rampage of exploiting your people At the end of the day, I refuse to form part of a club that engage in criminal activities, rape, ritualistic killings, and massive corruption at the expense of the ordinary people. They understand that the money they spent on me was worth every penny. I have not bought a gun and I will not buy one. Neither would I look for bullets to bring bloodshed on my people. But I will continue to correct you when you go wrong. Today is one of those days that I bring to bear my prayers of truth to power on you. You, the Liberian government, and your lieutenants and operatives, as well as your regime collaborators, those that collaborate with you and help you to bring down our people. Now, the only way you can escape this argument is when I get in the middle, you have a response. Either it did happen or it did not happen. And then you can tell me whether we should talk about it or not talk about it. America experienced slavery hundreds of years ago. And at the end of the day, in every election cycle, they talk about race relations. In Liberia, the moment we raise the Congo and country divide, oh yes, then we're preaching hatred. And at the end of the day, we want people murdered. But we simply ask the question, did it happen or did it not happen? Your answer determines whether we go forward or we cancel whatever we're engaged in. Thankfully, the U.S. government understands that this is a very important issue in 2017. Now, I'm not going to waste my time. Here is what I'm going to do. Let's begin today addressing ourselves to the first issue that I think is important. So, let's do this. I'm happy that Ernest Ure is watching, a family members of the Ure. I have warned them consistently that indeed I will not draw first blood on you all. I will give you the opportunity to shoot yourself in the head or in the leg by just putting you to where you belong. So I will be addressing the attack from a so-called Congo operatives who enjoys the benefit of breadcrumbs and thinks that he can go on the table, eat breadcrumbs and come at 98% of the population, especially the one who now speaks for those people. And he makes it explicitly clear that he represents the Ures. So I'll take on that issue. The second issue I will take on is the fact that every day of our lives as citizens of the Republic of Liberia, the code of conduct is being violated. But we're more focused on cherry picking within the code of conduct, which has been declared constitutional by the Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia. So certain people will cherry pick what they want and what suits them best and leave the rest of the code of conduct. Today, Eugene Fahngon takes on the government as the chief violator of the code of conduct by and through its silence and ineffectiveness, characterized by its inability to uphold, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. Shall we proceed? A young gentleman, in response to me calling out the Liberty Party. Again, if you wish to share this video, you are at liberty. You will not be charged a penny. Neither will you be scolded for sharing the video. All you got to do is go to the bottom right hand side of your screen and hit share. And your friends will have the opportunity of listening in too and making a contribution. Shall we proceed? In response to Manipaket Dumor, a nomadic accidental politician who, driven by his own personal greed, absconded from the struggle of his own fellow compatriots in the battle to take back their country. Sitting under the table of his Congo associates, decided to rain insults on our dead mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, uncles and aunts, cousins, nephews and nieces. A coward who will not insult the living for fear of being beaten academically, intellectually, and politically, would pick on our dead family members, who, by the way, of no choice, of no doing on their part, pay the ultimate price with their lives. You would think he would leave them to rest. But as Bromskin, who facilitated his immature political transfer and offered him crumbs at the bread table, not to say much, that brother had these words to say, and I quote, "My great-grandfather, Kowa Dumor, was a warrior. I'm not scared of anybody. Bankante dana kisi people farm." Therefore, he ends it by saying Uncle Joe, meaning he was referring to Joseph Boakai. He did not stop there. His arrogance flew beyond the living elder, an old man, to the grave of our beloved, rested family members. Yes, we are country people, and we are proud to be called country people, because at least we come from a country whose constitution recognizes us as country people. Dumor went on to say, and I quote, something that I have disgusted even some of the supporters of Liberty Party, such as Musa Willie and others. They were so disgusted that they wrote in clear English their disgust at the statement. Whereas the Bromskin, the Delon, the Ankinsanya, and the Ben Sanvi absconded into hiding, apparently supporting the statement. So, let's find out what Dumor said. Dumor said, and I quote, "Nobody will sell Bon County to any Gisi millionaire. All the stupid Pele people died during the war, yeah?" And he asked us, LOL, to laugh out loudly. The question I put forward to Dumor and his associates: if you assert that all the stupid Pele people died during the war, you are ardently suggesting that only the smart ones are alive today. Meaning those people who were killed because of stupidity. A typical Liberian will say to you, Dumor, "I don't blame you, my son. I really don't blame you. Your ignorance have gone beyond craziness. What really bothered me in the statement was the fact that Dumas looked at a particular section of a great tribe within our country and referred to them as stupid Pele people. Even if they were alive today, you still cannot call them stupid Pele people. Let alone that they are dead and in their graves at no cause of their own, by the very Charles Bromsky that you support and his cousin Charles Taylor, along with their best friend Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, that you will be sitting under the table, eating breadcrumbs, and referring to our beloved loved ones who paid the ultimate price with their lives as stupid Pele people? But I'm tickled to death by an operative of Taylor's best friend's response. Taylor's best friend's operative response. And I'm talking about one from the Hurricane. And therefore, I will seek to respond so that he can go back to his political leader, Benny Nayuri, and tell him, when it comes to the Liberian people, the country people, Eugene is not the man to mess with. Nathan Quinn writes in all forums in response to what Dumas writes. And I'm going to read and respond to him as I see fit. Mr. Eugene L Fahngon gave a Unification Day speech to his followers yesterday, in which he delivered what I will call the Ku Klux Klan version of a rally call to action. Mr. Nathan Quinn, your response. The Ku Klux Klan is being brandished a racist organization. What we're talking about here is the attitude of Liberians. For the most part, the majority of them are black. And we are all one people. We're not different. It's about a battle against the mentality that sees one group as better than the rest of the other group, which I will prove to you later on. Mr. Quinn continues. Just like Simeon Freeman before him, Mr. Eugene L Fahngon is dismissing Congo as a people, but as a mentality. As a people, yes, you are absolutely correct, they are. But as a mentality, how can I be dismissive of them as a people when I am talking about mentality? Do you find mentality in rocks? So why would you say I am dismissive of them as a people, yet holding on to the idea that it is a mentality? My friend, I'm not your intellectual equal. Maybe Yuri is, but I'm not. To answer one of many questions, Mr. Eugene L Fahngon, you asked what is there to celebrate about Unification Day. Yes, I did, Mr. Quinn. Here are some of what unifies us as a country and as a people. Go ahead, Mr. Quinn. We all pledge allegiance to the same flag. You're absolutely damn right we do. We are unified and located on a single geographical map. On a single geographical map? I don't understand that. Because if you're looking at the map of Liberia, yes, we do, but it has boundaries between Kipma and Bombing, between Lofa and Bapolu, between Bong and Montserrat, Margibi. But let's not follow your ignorance. No matter our political and individual differences, he continues, we are the harvest of one banana tree. I disagree. If we were, we would treat each other equally. We will have mutual respect for each other. We will understand that the banana tree is one. Therefore, we all must have equal access to the wealth and the opportunities. That those opportunities and wealth must not be given to the wealthiest and the well-connected. And Mr. Eugene L Fahngon, he continues, what you call the Congo mentality is also a Liberian mentality. I disagree. It is not a Liberian mentality. The action of 2% of the population cannot be used to cloud your imagination to think that 98% of the population supports such heinous act. If that was the case, why is it that all of us don't have our children in America going to school? If it is a Liberian mentality, why are we not sharing the $15,000 monthly? If it was a Liberian mentality, why are some being flown out 2% for medical attention, while at least 3,000 people stay home to die? Maybe your political leader, Benny Ayure, told you that it is a Liberian mentality. Go back to him and say 98% of the population suffering under 2% cannot share the same mentality, but not the same wealth, even if it was stolen. Let's make progress. Your argument is that it's so because Congo people are Liberian people. Much like Kru, Crown, Grebo, Loma, Vi, Gola. The difference there, my friend, is that the Kru, the Crown, the Gola, the Madingo are all mentioned in the Constitution. Therefore, the wealth by the Congo people is supposed to actually be for those people. The last time I checked, there was no tribe or group of people in my Constitution called Congo people. Therefore, it is my argument that they do not exist. The mentality is what exists. He continues, you cannot say our people were marginalized by 2% of the people. That king, and then say there was no such thing like Congo people. Who were the 2%? From where did they come? And what were they called? The 2% are the ones you live with now, and whose crumbs you eat from under the table, their dinner table. The 2% did not come from nowhere. The last time I checked, July 26, 1847, was a long time ago. And when the first batch of those people landed, it was in 1816. To 2016, that was 200 years ago. So the question, where did they come from? Your answer, they did not come from anywhere. They were born, raised, and educated in Liberia. They are the ones from whose table you eat crumbs. He continues. When you say we are ready to take back our nation, I wonder, who are we taking our nation from? The Congo elite, the wealthiest and well-connected, the ones who pay themselves $15,000 at the expense of those who hire them. The one who will squander all of our oil resources and cannot account for a penny today, whose sons and daughters will not even go to prison or go on trial. The ones who will squander a budget of $650 million without being able to show one public library for the ordinary countryman to read. The one who will look at a country that is debt-free from $4 billion over a period of 200 years. That is what our country owed. But within 11 years of a zero balance under the Congo regime, they've given us 1/4 of that debt. We are now to the tune of $1 billion in 11 years. Yet we have no electricity to show for it. Not a standard international airport. My friend, no safe drinking water. Our healthcare facilities are zero. Our agricultural sector is zero. You still want to ask the question you asked as to who we will take our country back from? Or you got an answer now? Let's make progress. When you say we are taking our country back, he further asked the question, and where are we taking it? We're taking our country back. We're taking it nowhere but where it is. That is where God put our country. And that is how come he blessed us with the resources. Surely, you share the mentality of your political leader, Benin Ayure. Because for too long, they have not lifted the physical country up, but they have taken our wealth to other countries to deposit. We are not taking our country anywhere. God was meant for it to be there, and there it shall stay. He continues. Are we going to draw a new map since the first one was drawn by the Congo people that don't exist in our book? My friend, the first map was not drawn by the Congo people. The first map was drawn by our people. And that map was the one republic called the Republic of Liberia. Our people coexisted for a long time. Even though marginalized, dehumanized, humiliated, they stayed the course because they knew this day will come when we will come to terms with the reality that the country belongs to us. We will give back the Congo people. He's quoting me. So the brother goes on to quote me. He says in his quotation of me, we will give back the Congo people their bullets that were given to us to kill each other. Unquote. Yes, I said that. And I meant what I said. But you did not complete the quote. Because I said I will give them back their bullets. We will give them back their bullets in exchange for what? The ballots. They sound alike, but they mean different things. So when you complete the quote, then you would have done yourself justice. He continues. Oh my God. The people that did not exist in your book are now giving your people bullets to kill each other. Again, point of correction. They do not exist today. They came 200 years ago, dead, gone, buried. Will never come back. Our constitution is clear as to who is a Liberian. Your political leader is a Liberian, but his mentality is Congo. Let us continue. You ask your followers to share your speech. Well, I hope they're done, because by so doing, they will be aiding and abetting, he meant to say. So many bad English, but I'll correct it as I go along. And abetting in the spread of hate and divisive speeches. Mr. Eugene L Fahngon, you are a good person personally, But your attempt to divide and conquer Liberia by tribalism and segregation must stop, or it will be stopped. Mr. Quinn, I want you to tell Mr. Uri this. Whether Uri stops it, I stop it, or you stop it, it does not matter. What matters, it will stop. And 2017 is the breaking point. Keep that and take it to the bank. He continues. Again, when you say we intend to use the ballots that were offered to us by them to develop our country, my question is to you, sir. Who are they and who are we? Very good question. They are the Congo people who brought the bullets and killed 250,000 of our people. In actuality, 250,000 people from a country of just about 4 million people. Who are we? We are the sons and daughters of the people who inherited the land, to whom God blessed with the land, before the ones who came and wrote on the seal of authority, which is still there today. The love of liberty brought us here, without recognizing that they met people there. You want to know who we are? We are the sons of the powerful Dane chiefs, the Gola chiefs, the Kru chiefs, the Bassas, the Gios and the Manos, the Loma and the Kisis and the Mendes, the Vais. Yes, indeed. That's who we are. The ones mentioned in the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. That's who we are. I can't believe that a man of your comprehension will make these remarks below. And he said, he's quoting me. The last time I checked, Congo was not a tribe. You damn right. I gave you your reference. Go to the Constitution. The last time I checked, Congo was not a religion. There is no church. There is no mosque. There is nothing religious about Congo. The last time I checked, Congo does not exist in my book. It does not. The last time I checked, Congo has done nothing for my country. I leave that to you to show me what Congo has done for the Republic of Liberia and to identify the Congo that did it. Yet he continues, unquote. My attention was especially drawn to these words from you that led me to turn off my PC. So, Mr. Quinn, is that what made you turn off your PC? Awesome. 2017 offers an opportunity for us to determine whether a Congo man will be president. He's quoting me again. Of Liberia, or that Liberia will be governed by a Liberian. By this discriminatory tribalism, divisive statement, you are saying that Congo people are not Liberian people. Exactly my damn statement. Unless you put them in the Constitution as a tribe, or they are recognized by law, they do not exist. Unless they naturalize and be called a naturalized citizen, they are not Liberians. You damn right they're not. Now the Constitution tells you who is a Liberian, and that you should respect. If a Nigerian man came and married a Ghanaian woman and brought her to Liberia, and they both had a child, that child is a Liberian citizen. The child does not need a tribe. So, Congo is not a tribe, and it is not recognized by my constitution. We recognize people. Continue. You are now blaming Bromsky for something that was said by someone else, asserting that he, Bromsky, paid to insult the country people of Bong County. I did not say that. What I said is that he encouraged the man who insulted the dead people of Bong County. They provided him a platform and they offered him a job. The evidence is there, like C. Kofa Nelson said. See me tomorrow, according to DeLong, for your assignment. Your next target, he says, is said to be Uri. But be warned, he continues. We in the Rapid Response Unit and the War Room of Uri for Liberia campaign will respond with equal, if not more, proportion. I'll drink a little bit of water to that one before I respond, if you don't mind. He says, we in the Rapid Response Unit and the War Room of the Uri for Liberia campaign. My friends, those are not threats to me. I have seen it all. And whether you be in the small boy unit or the sons of the devil of the Uri campaign, nothing Uri can do militarily will shift my position, nor will it even move me. I have seen him, his friend Charles Taylor's cousin, and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf watch Liberians die. And if 250,000 people can die, I will not be of any use living if I cannot stand up to the people who killed them. I'd rather die twice than to live once without speaking truth to power. So my friends, let me educate this little brother of ours, who by any stretch of an imagination is somewhat ill. But we have a duty and a conviction that we can bring him back to where he belongs. Make no mistake. You said you will respond with equal, if not more, proportion. If only you knew what proportionality was, you wouldn't even say more proportions. Good day, but go back to Uri and let him know that Fahngon says you don't need to respond to him, neither do you need a war room. You do not need a response unit for him. Because as it stands right now, you are not within the first tier of his argument. You are the least of his worries. We'll go to section 2 of this program, where I'll take on the code of conduct and leave the distraction for now. Let us make progress. We are going to go straight to what recently happened. I told you all that I am a supporter of Joseph Boakai and George Weah. I support these two people on the grounds that they are sons and daughters of the soil. And I said, I am not far from making a choice between the two. But recently, I tried to warn Joseph Boakai, or I shouldn't call him that way, that's disrespectful, I apologize. So I will continue to refer to him as Pape Boakai. that he's treading on dangerous path. And the first thing I want to say is this. We are crying on this government day and night. Income disparity, massive corruption, ritualistic killings, rape, an incompetent legislature, so forth and so on. I see that they leave their jobs, even though they're doing nothing already. They are jumping on board his bandwagon. And I said, Pape Boakai, don't take us for granted. To get Augustine Kwehe Nganfua, who squandered $5 billion at the Japanese embassy, and you make the statement that he is a nephew, that he can be assured of a place in your government? Pape Boakai, you are treading on dangerous waters. Straightforward. You are treading on dangerous waters. 19 members of the legislature that have caused our people all of the hardship they face today call you over to the legislature to endorse your candidacy, and you happily appear. Pape Boakai, you are treading on dangerous water. If we want to keep the Ellen government, we will keep Charles Brumskin. Keep that in mind. When Ellen jumped over you, Pape, and picked Brumskin, don't you forget who spoke out that they wanted to side sweep a countryman because he was country. Don't you forget that. Eugene Fahngon took up your battle and raised the public outcry because you were a countryman. But if you're going to surround yourself with the people that have caused us pain and suffering today, you will be treading on dangerous water, because we are prepared. We are prepared to fire this government in 2017. And the reason why Brumskin is suffering similar fate is because he is a regime collaborator. Sooner or later, you will be brandished, Pape Boakai, a regime facilitator. Watch your steps. It is not looking good, Mr. Vice President. Watch yourself, Pape Boakai, because the people we are running away from are the ones you are embracing. And if we decide to tie you to them, do not hold us, your sons and daughters, responsible. If 19 people out of the current legislature can endorse you, and if the one who squandered the $5 million Japanese grant at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, if those are the people you want to hang out with, we still love you. You still remains Pape Boakai. But I'm not sure we want to go down that route. Therefore, let me tell you what it looks like right now. Pape Boakai, you cannot be part of a government that continues to violate the code of conduct. The code of conduct is very specific and very clear. But instead of messing with the code of conduct, let's go to the point. The point is, the Supreme Court ruled that the code of conduct is constitutional, thereby making it the sovereign law of the land. And I'm going to read section 5.1. which have political participation. And I want those of you listening that have shared this video close to the vice president to have him listen and listen carefully. Section 5.1 A, B, C says, all officials appointed by the president of the Republic of Liberia shall not, when you headed to Banga, all the government officials and the vehicles and everybody were there. They were not working for government, but they had government cars. They were not working for government, but they were using government gas slip. They were threatening town chiefs and stuff like that. That's not good. All officials, not the legislature, all officials appointed by the president of the Republic of Liberia shall not, which means you can never do it. A, engage in political activities. When you went to Banga, that was political activities. They should not have been there. Canvass or contest for elected offices. Some of them have done so. B, use government facilities. I don't need to tell you, I just said it. Use all the government facility, the government stuff and this and that. Equipment, you're talking about cars. Or resources, the gas slip and things. In support of a partisan, Joseph Walker, you are a partisan. And they did it in support of you. Or political activities. What you did in Banga was political activities. They shouldn't have been there. You need to start distancing yourself. You need to start, Pape Walker, proving that you are a man of laws. Start. We don't fire up until we give warnings. C, serve on a campaign team. Pape Walker. The next time you go out and Eugene Langbe, a presidential appointee and Minister of Information, is in violation of Section 5.1 C, if he serves on your campaign team of your unity party, knowingly to you, Pape Boakai, you will have yourself to blame. You will have yourself to blame. Because Section 5.1 C says, and I quote, I'll read it out clear. Serve on the campaign team of any political party or the campaign of any independent candidate. The Supreme Court says the code of conduct is constitutional. Pape Boakai, you are supposed to uphold, protect, and defend that constitution. So if Eugene Langbe offers to come along, tell him you can only go there as a private citizen. You are not coming with my team. It is in violation of the Code of Conduct, Section 5.1 C. Now, it must be said, there are so many other provisions. Pape Boakai, when you went to Banga, there is a tape that surfaced where one Mape or Mave, whatever her name is, threatened the chiefs. Pape Boakai, if that is true, I want you to listen to Section 5.3 of the Code of Conduct. It reads, and I quote, "It is unlawful for any public official to intimidate, threaten, or coerce or attempt to intimidate, threaten, or coerce any other person for the purpose of interfering with the right of such other person to vote or not to vote as he may choose, or of causing such other persons to vote for or not to vote for any candidate for any elected public office. Pape Boakai. I'm not going to go into much more details. I got a lot. But, being my old man, watch. The new Liberia we won, we're not going to give it back to the Congo people. That's why we're looking at you and George Weah. So we urge you to pay keen attention to the code of conduct as you operate. In closing, my fellow Liberians, let me seize this opportunity to send a warning to the Liberian government. Those are you that are friends with government officials. Let them know that I am aware of the investigations. But all they should expect is nothing. They will get nothing from me. I am not a violent person. I am not a semi-literate person. I do not suck up to a government. I care less about what they think and what they do. What I care about is justice, equality, and some level of respect for the ordinary people. That's what I care about. And in as much as America can talk about race today, we will continue to talk about the Congo country divide. And unless you, the Liberian government, along with some of your supporters, can say outrightly to the FBI and the CIA that it did not happen, I advise you to shut up, because complaining me to them will not help you. They listen to my podcast as they are doing right now. They see that I speak truth to power. They see that I read from the things like the code of conduct. They see that you are in violation every single day. And those are the things I talk about. That somehow you are better than the vast majority of the people. That you can pay yourselves $15,000 a month and pay them $75 a month. That you can negotiate for plantations, but you wouldn't negotiate for institutions of higher learning. That you will negotiate for them to be paid $75 a month, working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, 4 weeks a month. But you sit yourself in your homes and get $18,000 a year. Reference, Global Witness Report on the Southeastern Golden Verulium Plantation. So my friends, we will talk about the country-Congo divide. We will change the political dynamics of our country. For the first time in over 200 years, we will democratically elect a countryman president so that we can see the difference between what a Congoman have done for 200 years and what a countryman can do in 6 years. Until we meet again, I am Eugene L Fahngon, your humble servant. Do have a pleasant good afternoon. Bye for now.